Hi, my name is Sham, and today I'm going to talk about my observational assignment, which I went to three events. So first event was Navratri celebration. It is usually about Indian culture, and to be honest, that was a Garba night. I attended that event on 27th October. Uh, I attended a Navratri celebration that was both a bit frustrating and incredibly memorable. The event was a bit special to me because it was my first time experiencing such a big cultural gathering in USA. Uh, I've been excited all day, and I made plans with my friends to leave at 6 p.m. However, as is often in the case with the group plans, things didn't go as smoothly as expected. My friends were really organized, and some of them were more focused on drinking than get getting getting to the event on time. This caused a lot of delays, and we didn't end up leaving until much later than planned. Mm, uh, by by the time we reached to the venue, it was already 9 p.m., and I felt a mix of emotions. Partly upset about being so late and missing the first few hours, but also curious about. I was also curious about what was still left. Because I just don't want to be like I had like few hours more to enjoy, but I still wanted to enjoy whatever was left. We all walked in. Uh, I was immediately struck by the crowd because it was like around 3,000 people gathered over there. All Everybody was dressed up in traditional outfits, celebrating together. I had never seen so many people in one place in Chicago, especially a lot of Indians, because that brings back a lot of memories from India. The way I used to go into the events, it used to be like that, but the feeling quickly turned into uh, more. I was more pride. It was amazing to see our culture being celebrated so vibrantly, even far from home. We arrived just in time for the famous singer's performance, which added even more excitement to the evening. We added more excitement to the evening. The music was lively, and the energy in the crowd was amazing. Because especially in my group, two people people were so energetic, and it was good because uh, although I was initially upset about being late, I decided to make the most out of the time that we had. I joined in on the Garba and Dandiya dances, and it was such a freeing and joyful experience dancing to the rhythmic beat. Our steps are, I mean, the way we dance is just so really different, and the only thing that is a constant is our enthusiasm during the celebration. Felt like I really felt like stepping back into my roots because I was doing that after 2 years. But for those few hours, I forgot all the frustrations and just enjoyed in the moment. The whole experience really reminded me of home. It felt comforting and familiar, even though I was miles away. Because my family was literally celebrating that event a few weeks ago because they celebrated like continuous 9 days, and everybody was just posting and everything. But yeah, at the same time, it also made me reflect on the challenges of making group plans and how different how everyone has their own different priorities, and the way of thinking is just so different. So making having the whole group together and making plans was the difficult part. It reminded me of the movie that we saw in the class, I guess. Yeah, it was in the class, 12 Angry Men, where people were with really different perspective that came together to make a decision. Uh, it was just like in the movie. It took some effort to uh, for us to find common grounds and make the evening happen at the end. Uh, Despite the agreements and the delays, everything came together in the end. Looking back, I'm so glad I didn't let earlier setbacks ruin the night. The Navratri celebration turned out to be an amazing experience. What like it was filled with joy, our cultural pride. I'm a proud Indian, and I really miss my culture, like throughout the throughout the years that I've been here. But uh, you know, I'll cherish this special moment for a long time. It was a reminder of the importance of staying flexible. Because since I got here, I kind of forgot my roots, I felt like. But now I'll start embracing my roots more, and appreciate the beauty of my tradition. And I was always proud of my culture, but I kind of forgot. So I feel like I have to go back to my roots and find myself again. uh, but the thing that I took as a lesson was that, like, uh, it is really challenging to make group plans, and how different everybody's priorities are. And everybody has their own different perspectives, just like it was. But you still have to find some common grounds, and move towards the goal. That's what I got from my first event. And yeah, that's it. uh, let's talk about my second event, which was the dance class which I went to on the, I don't 7th of November, maybe. I guess that was the date. I kind of really forgot about what the date was. But it was just a normal day, and I was just thinking it was just like another day. But I had a dance class planned by the evening. I kept going back and forth in my mind. Should I go? Should I not go? Should I go? Should I not go? uh, I didn't want to go alone, to be honest. I don't know why, but I just didn't want to go alone to the dance class, which I planned in my mind. I tried to convince a couple of my friends to come with me. Uh, that like I thought that would make me feel better a little. But nobody, no, at the end, nobody really wanted to go, and uh, I just ended up going by myself. I just ended up going alone. When we got to the place, it was super lively, because it was just not me walking in there. It was like a lot of people there. They were coming, because I was sitting. I went there early, and I was just sitting there, and I saw a lot of people walking in asking about the class, because there were a lot of people. They were new. There were other classes going on too. People, and there was like a lot of people chatting in the groups. It felt like everybody knew each other already, but for a second I felt a bit out of the place. I mean, sorry. It reminded me of when I first moved to the country. Back then, I didn't know anyone, but now I've kind of made a lot of friends, and here I was trying something new. Uh, like, I really never went to a dance class before, but still, I'm trying something new. And of course, thanks to Nikki. So I did, at least I had initiative. I did initiative to go to class. I'm sorry, I'm getting out of track again. Uh, the teacher walks in, and I was like, whoa, he's amazing. He he had this incredible energy, and his dance moves was so smooth. You know what made it even better was the dude was actually from the same place, same part of India as me, and that small connection made me feel a bit more comfortable. Like, you know, you're like, oh, we were kind of connecting more, you know. Even when the class started, I was excited, but also a bit a little lost because there were like a lot of people around me, but I was by myself. I was just feeling that the teacher then the teacher actually showed us the steps, and I tried my best to follow along. Learning the moves was okay, but keeping up with the music, that was kind of tough. That was the part like I didn't really do great. I made a lot of mistakes, and but I kept reminding myself it's okay. Everybody starts somewhere. That's what we do. You know, you could only just do is try. Nothing like things will come along, and that's what we've been learning over the class as well. And I just want to add the little thing that we learned in the class the other day. You could only just do is, you know, like when we were talking about Cobra Kai, you could only just do is, you know, try. Things would come along. That's the thing. By the end of the class, I mean, by the end of the dancing class, I was really exhausted. Uh, but I was happy at the same time. You know, I did really stepped out of my comfort zone, and uh, I really enjoyed what I did, and it was really fun. It was really fun, because that evening especially wasn't just about, you know, dance. It taught me something important. I realized I shouldn't let others decide or decide what I do, or me doubt let me doubt you know, myself, and hold myself back. There were moments where I thought maybe I shouldn't go, but if I had listened to those thoughts, I would have missed out on such great experience. Sometimes 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 you have to take first steps. It was mostly that. Even if it's if it's crazy, you know, if you don't try, how you will, I don't know what you can do. That's what I was thinking, and that's what I kept telling myself throughout, you know. And look at me now. Now I'm kind of excited to try a lot of things, like a lot of new things. It's whether it's dancing or something else. That doesn't really matter. I want to keep pushing myself, enjoying, and, you know, learning in life. That's what I want. And that night was just was just not about, you know, learn dance steps. I learned to trust myself and take chances. Uh, Take chances. That was mostly, I guess that's it about my third, like, second event, because I did learn a lot of things, but those were the few things that I talked about. I learned the most from the event, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Moving on to my third event. You know, it was a storytelling event that I attended in a pub, Irish pub it was, and the name of the event was "This Much Is True." You know, sometimes it it was just a regular evening. It was just a normal evening for a lot of people, but for me and my friends who went to see the show, it was more of like, we were trying to do something. I don't know. I would not say we, but I was trying to do something that I really don't do usually. You know, it was just a regular evening, and you would never think a regular evening can leave you with thoughts that stays and with you for a long time. It was kind of like that. That's how I felt after attending the event. It was the event was with seven storytellers. Uh, it was only Scott that I knew. He was someone I already knew through Nikki, and so I felt a little more comfortable being there at least because as soon as we walk in, he was already he was already standing and talking to a lot of people. But I waited for my turn to go talk to him. It was really good, and he told us to sit, and it was really nice. And we all three were sitting in the corner, and just looking around people. And the crazy part was none of them were our age. Like, none of them was our age. So I mean, the event is slowly but steadily, the event starts. The first speaker started, but honestly, I didn't pay much attention to what she said. I wasn't really focused by the time, and uh, by the time the second person started speaking, it was about, I guess, it was about mostly about his baby and his wife, and why was he so happy. And uh, at that point I realized I needed to pay more attention. I cannot be just daydreaming, sitting here or anything. I would not get anywhere. That was the thing. But I started paying attention more, and the next person that came up was Scott. This is the highlight of the event, that I went to. He Scott came up, and he talked about growing up with his dad, and uh, shared both fun and challenging moments of his childhood. His way of telling story grabbed everyone's attention. It made me think, about how much parents shape who we are, and how important it is to tell them we love them. As I listen to rest of them as well, because most of them, they were talking about their stories. It was, of course, it was storytelling event, but most of the stories that happened in the past. And they were just remembering that, and cherishing the moment, uh, as the event went by. I kind of noticed one thing, as I told you guys before. Everybody was in their 40s, and even the storytellers were. Everybody was there in their 40s or 30s maybe, but nobody was young. I mean, they're still young. They're still strong. They're still beautiful. But everybody was kind of at that point of their life, like halfway through life, and their stories were filled with memories from their younger years, I would say. It felt nostalgia was bringing everyone together, even even though the stories were different. They really connected in a special way. It it really connected, I feel like, because everybody from the audience was even engaged in what was happening. And they were enjoying, they were laughing, sometimes they were just emotional, because some stories are like that. But that reminded me something, that we learn in the class. When we did a Kahoot quiz about 80s and 90s pop culture, and most of us, like, we were young, we didn't know most of the answers. It showed how generation has its own cultural moments, and by the end of the class, to bridge the gap between generational gap, we made our own quiz. I mean, Nikki let us made our own quiz of 2000s and 2010s pop culture, which we could relate more. We also watched a documentary. The I don't know, what was it. I really don't remember. It was great, great, greatest night, greatest pop, or something like that. We watched that movie. It was sorry, it was greatest night in the pop. Yes, it was greatest night in the pop. That showed how music and pop culture, can connect people across generations, even though people from people of different characteristics. That evening made me think about the same thing, same thing that we learned, that we were doing in the class, because Nikki could really connect to the things, from 80s and 90s, because she was she back then, it was a big thing, but we were not there to actually see it. So it was like, the thing I learned is, mostly nostalgia is powerful. It is a bridge to connect people, because even if we come from doesn't matter, even if we come from different places, we all have shared memories that brings us together. I don't know. I would say the lesson I took in this was, nostalgia can create some really strong bonds and strong connections. uh, I feel like it's a way to understand each other and each other's bond over our experiences. The night showed me the value of listening. It showed me the value of sharing things, and it showed me, we all could find some common grounds with others through the stories we tell. And that was it was a wonderful night. And by the end, a lot of things that I learned, it was kind of just flashing, because this assignment made me realize that observation has a lot of power. You could just observe things, and even though at first you didn't see it, but observation can, if you observe it from different perspective, that changes a lot of things. Because recently we watched Cobra Kai, and I watched it before as well, but after watching it second time, and from the perspective of this class, it changed me. It changed my way of looking at things. So I would end my three events here, but I want to give a feedback, as we have to, for our fourth event. It's kind of whatever, but I would just wanted to say, thank you so much to Nikki for giving all of us a platform, at least to share our views and points and thoughts. uh, in You are a really genuine person, and you're so kind to everybody, because not not a lot of people, they give you to share your thoughts, share your views. But me personally, I got that opportunity. Even though I messed up a few things recently about this assignment, but still, uh, I love the way you teach, you do things, and thank you so much for whatever you've been doing for us. And I would end my video here, and I would just say one more thing. uh, I know I'm gonna, we might see each other maybe in the next few classes, but this class was I have learned a lot of stuff. Doesn't matter what my grades will be, it will matter, but still, uh, thank you so much for whatever you've been doing for us, and yeah, that's it. That's about it. Thank you so much.